what is one of the overlooked, I guess, categories of fragrance that I think men and women need to spend a little bit more time and make sure you have a classic fragrance that fits this category. And that is citrus. Yes, it's the middle of December. Winter here, you know, in the Northern Hemisphere. For my Southern Hemisphere subscribers, it is, of course, summer going into summertime or warmer times. But anyways, Miami is summer all year round. Having said all that, citrus is one of those kind of categories that everyone needs to master well. It just is so versatile for your collection. So I'm going to tell you my top 5. I think any of these would be great to add to your collection if you don't already have a great citrus fragrance. Stay tuned to find out what it is coming up next. Welcome back, everybody, to Joel the Nose. Thank you for watching. Here I am at beautiful Osme Perfumery in Wynwood section of Miami. If you haven't already subscribed, please consider doing so right now. You just click down there. It's so easy to do, right? And I appreciate your support, especially those who have already done so. Let's get right into this. Citrus fragrances, right? It's one of the oldest in all of perfumery. You know, it goes back to think about Acqua di Parma's Colonia. It goes back almost 100 years. One of the original men's citrus fragrances. It's classic. It's timeless. It's, of course, probably more commonly thought of for the summer months. But in Miami, I've explained this before, we have to wear fragrances all year round because we don't have seasons. Our season is essentially summer and summer light all year round. So we have to wear fragrances. So people, in my mind, one of the lessons is get out of these seasonal thought processes, because we've done it here in Miami in these warmer climates where other people live, and that way you get to use your fragrances whenever you want all year round. But having said that, citrus still is really a fragrance that's great. It's enlivening, it's hearty, it's, you know, from the earth. It's an orange or lemon or bergamot, you know, something that just gives you kind of energy. And it's a fragrance that is really significant, to me, signifies a true gentleman. And every true gentleman needs a great citrus fragrance in their collection. So let's get right into this. My top 5, any of these I highly recommend. I'm gonna go down from 5 to 1. I'm gonna come in actually honorable mention right off the bat, a newer one from Serjoff, and that is, of course, Decas. You can see it, Decas. This is a beautiful fragrance. Serjoff, I don't normally think of when I'm, you know, considering citrus fragrances, but this one really does the job. It has tuberose, Brazilian and mandarin orange. It's got aquaponics, which of course is not citrus, but that is, when you spray this, you get this right off the bat. Classic orange mandarin citrus fragrance. This is kind of like, I would describe it as Serjoff's version of a freshie, because they don't typically, you know, they have fragrances that kind of fit in that category, like Oud, which I love. This is more of that kind of citrus freshie. So if you're looking for that category of a fragrance, like a citrus freshie, Decas from Serjoff, my honorable mention, great fragrance. All right, number 5, and this is gonna be an interesting choice probably for some of you, and this is Oud Orange Intense from Fragrance du Bois. Oud Orange Intense, and let me just kind of hold it up for you there. The reason why I picked this one is because it's got fruity kind of citrus notes along with coconut notes at the top. And of course you have Oud, but the Oud in this is very subdued. And if you saw the masterclass from Josie the other day that was here, I did a video just recently from Quintessence. She's one of the reps. They rep this brand. She really talked about how the Oud in these kind of original series is very subtle, and it's really there more to help round out the other notes, bring out the other notes, but this just has the smell of orange. This is not, so this one's a little bit non-traditional citrus, because I wouldn't say it's citrusy like the others, like fresh oranges. This is more like the smell of, like an orange building, an orange wall, an orange piece of candy, an orange shirt. This captures orange, and therefore that reminds me of citrus, because of course I grew up here in South Florida where oranges are prevalent. Okay, great fragrance coming in there, number 5. Number 4, And this is from Paris, Monte Carlo. You can see it there. Okay. And this is Arancia. I want to make sure you guys, sometimes if I get outside the camera, you can see it better. Arancia di Sicilia. And this is a blast of Sicilian orange and citrus. The name says it all. Di Sicilia, it's from Sicily. You know, it is pure Sicilian orange. I've never been to Sicily. I may be going actually next year to visit a friend. I have been to southern Italy, just not all the way down. And you smell those oranges. By the way, it's just still lingering around now. This is beautiful. Paris, Monte Carlo, one of those great niche houses that's, I think, a little bit under the radar for most people. If you've never tried it, come here to Osme or go to their website. You can see it. They have a lot of great choices from this brand, but they really do citrus well. And I do find that a lot of the houses that focus on the Mediterranean do, of course, citrus and orange very well because of that kind of Italian, Sicilian orange, Calabrian orange, all done very well. Check that out, Arancia di Sicilia, number 4. All right, number 3, from a classic British house, Floris, London. You see it there? This is Neroli Voyage, or Voyage, Neroli Voyage. This one is, as you can imagine, right, full of neroli. Neroli is one of the basically kind of extracts from the orange before it becomes ripe, becomes a full orange blossom. So it's like a stage before that. And so it's, you know, not as quite as bright, fresh as, say, orange blossom notes, but it's a little bit more intense, a little bit more concentrated. And I love neroli. It's one of my favorite fragrance notes. And what I like about this one is because it obviously has a lot of neroli, but it has neroli in the top notes and also has it in the heart notes. But it's also got some sea notes, like marine notes mixed in, which gives it a little bit of a salty, fresh element. A lot of people like that kind of marine, salty note. Reminds people, you know, of the very famous department store brands like Acqua di Gio or some of those. But this is, you know, obviously Floris London, one of the classic British niche houses. Such a good fragrance. Such a great orange citrus fragrance. Really one of my favorites. One of my go-tos when I just want to smell like the beach. And by the way, another good way, a reason to be wearing citrus notes now, if you are in a very cold weather climate, this is going to evoke memories of the beach and the warm weather and the sea ocean and the sea salt and the orange and just love it. All right, so there you go, Neroli Voyage, number 3. Next, we're gonna go to number 2 from the wonderful house of BDK, and this is Citrus, you see it, Riviera. I mean, again, we have a theme here, a lot of this kind of Riviera, Southern European theme that is running through these fragrances. And this is a fragrance that, of course, taps into that theme and does it oh so well. It has Italian lemon in here. It's got neroli, of course, like a lot of the others. It also has mandarin orange blossom. So to me, this is why it's my number 2 choice. I love lemon, I love mandarin orange, I love neroli, and I love that orange blossom. It has it all. This is like such an orange explosion. This one, again, it could have been my number 1. I was really debating between this one, Citrus Riviera, and my number 1 choice because they're both oh so good. BDK, French niche house, superb house, do so many great fragrances. People really love them, I love them, but I really love how they've tackled this citrus world. This one, guys, put it on with a suit in the morning, clean, crisp, out of the shower. You're going to be ready to tackle the world. All right, let's go to my number 1 choice. And this is from the exquisite, beautiful, and talented, of course, Veronique Gabai. And this is Souvenirs. You got it? You see it? Souvenirs de Tunis. Actually, it's Tunisie. French word. French is hard for me to pronounce, so cut me some slack. Souvenirs de Tunisie. Veronique was just here a few days ago here at Osme in Miami. She was here for a couple hours. I had done a master class with her before, so I'd met her via Zoom. She is as gracious and wonderful and enthralling in person. Incredible. Talked with everybody, explained in detail, got to know you, got to know what you liked, got to recommend one of her fragrances that would just, stand out. But no, I'll go on and I could go on forever about her. Let me get into this fragrance, why it's my number one. She does, I think as a house, she does citrus as well or better than any other niche house that I know. I mean, you could go with Sur La Plage. You could go, what else with Sur La Plage? You could go with Cap d'Antibes. I mean, there's so many fragrances of hers that encapsulate that part of the French, the south of France, the Riviera, the coast, the southern region with oranges and citrus. She does it all because she talked about this is where she grew up. She grew up as a child in this region and spent a lot of times there with her parents. So as she got older, those times on the beach with the orange and the skin and the sea, and that's what she is trying to encapsulate, and she does it so well. This is got orange blossom, much like Citrus Riviera. It's like an orange, just nuclear bomb, all right? Take a look at the juice here. You can see it's almost gone in this bottle, but you can see that beautiful color. It's got orange blossom again, neroli, watery notes, orange wood, bergamot, okay? Watery notes again gives it that kind of sea effect of just the smell of skin after being out of the ocean with the dry salt. It's just, in fact, I'm gonna put this one on my skin right now just because I wanna wear this as I leave here. I love it. Oh, so beautiful and sensual too. All her fragrances, by the way, are meant to be smelled and enjoyed in close. They're not like projection beasts. They can be, that's why they're also great because they're very versatile. You can wear them anywhere, not have to be fearing that you may be offending someone, because these are fragrances that are made to be with you and a close one, a lover, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a husband, a wife. So there you have it. My top 5 ended up being 6 citrus notes, which I think are essential for any gentleman's collection. I implore you, try one of these 6 if you don't have a great citrus fragrance that you love already to add to your collection. It will round out your collection as much or more than any other category of fragrance that I know. It's truly timeless perfumery smell. So there you have it. Thanks again for watching, guys. This is Joel the Nose. I'll be back soon with another video. Peace, love, and perfume.